really good to be back here, guys. Thank you very much for letting me visit and speak. I haven't been here in about 8 or 9 months, so it's really exciting to see some of you again that I haven't seen in a long time, and to meet some of you too that I haven't even gotten the chance to meet yet. So thanks for having me. The last time I was here, I was actually helping to lead the fall contest last year on the club level, and I got to choose the question that we were going to ask our table topic speakers, our impromptu speaker competitors. And the question I asked was, what one value, moral, or life lesson do you think America's younger generation most needs to learn? What lesson does this generation most need? Another way to think of it would be, what is the blind spot that is here in America or other countries, other cultures look and go, well, what are they doing to themselves? What is it that we just don't get about the way we're living our lives? We heard a lot of great answers, a lot of helpful wisdom and perspective, and I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. But I went home and I asked myself, how would you have answered that question? What would you say is the blind spot? What would you say this generation needs to understand? And immediately, one word popped into my head. Quiet. Just one word, quiet. And I think it's something that America just does not understand right now. It sounds a little weird already, so I want to make it even weirder and do a little experiment with you. I want everyone to just be quiet and breathe for a minute. All right, was that uncomfortable for anybody here? It was the most uncomfortable I've ever been giving a speech. So, thanks for your honesty. It's uncomfortable, it's weird. We call it an awkward silence in America, and we have to fill it. We got to figure out a way to break this silence. We have to figure out some way to make sure that there's constantly noise, because if there's not noise, we're uncomfortable. Now here in a speech, it sounds kind of trivial, but how does this work in your life? What does it look like? Well, if you're anything like me, when you first wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you do? You grab your phone, see what you missed last night, what happened on social media. You start thumbing your phone, you're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. What did I miss on Facebook? What happened on Twitter? What happened on Instagram? Heck, if you're a natty type, you look at Pinterest and see what newest fashions you missed. And you immediately start the noise. Get up, start getting ready for work, and you probably flip on the news and watch some TV while you're getting ready for work. Sit down to breakfast, you pour yourself some cereal, and you realize, well, I'm not doing enough, so who else here has grabbed the cereal box and started reading the nutrition facts? For no reason, you do it, because silence is weird. It's weird to just take a moment and be peaceful. And you get to work, and you immediately sit down in front of emails and emails and emails that you can't deal with, but you still read them all, a few times, then all of a sudden you notice this news headline, some guy in Tennessee hasn't stopped hiccuping for the last 3 years, how incredible, I gotta read all about this, so you click on it, you start reading, and you notice 5 other headlines that look interesting to you, so you open them up in new tabs, so you can go read them afterwards, and as you keep going, it just exponentially spreads out, and before you know it, you have about 3 hours of reading ready for yourself in new tabs in your browser that you have to pile into your head. You've got to keep the noise coming. And you get a lunch break, finally, some time to wind down, some time to let go. So you go turn on the TV, start receiving more useless information. You grab your phone, and you start looking at social media again. And you get back to work, and you start filling your head with more and more information. Then when you get off work, you run home, and what do? You probably turn on the TV, you watch a movie, do something to make sure that information is still piling into your brain until you fall asleep. Now, this might be a little extreme, but I think we all see some of those tendencies in our own lives. Who here has found yourself just sitting in the bathroom and you grab a bottle of shampoo and start reading the ingredients? Because you got to do something, right? You got to fill the time. You've got to have something happening constantly. And I want to suggest to you today that that's one of the most damaging things that's just a part of who we are in this generation of America. I really think it is. And I think that for a few reasons. I've gotten to live abroad for a little while in Ethiopia and Uganda, where they thought it was crazy how busy we kept ourselves over here. They thought it was absolutely insane how much we piled into one day. Now, I got just as much of value accomplished over there, but every day I had a chance to just lay down and take a nap for an hour or 2 hours, just peace and quiet. And you know what? I was happier. I thought more clearly. I was more in touch with myself and my purpose. I was more refreshed, more energetic. And it's just something that we don't build our lives around here. But a little part of you wants it. Because who here wouldn't jump in your car, drive up to a lake up north, sit outside a cabin, and just lay there for days? See, we want it. Deep down, we need the peace, we need the quiet. But America has built its life around constant noise. Billboards everywhere, ads everywhere. Your phone is just this endless stream of information you don't need. But you kind of become addicted, and then a little bit of peace and quiet just subconsciously becomes something you can't handle. I've gotten to experience living in another culture where they think we're crazy. They think that's our blind spot for sure. They think it's crazy how much we distract ourselves, how much noise we make, how much noise we take in. And I've gotten to see people, I've gotten to meet people here too who have developed some quiet and peace into their own lives, and I've gotten to do some of it myself. But if you know somebody who intentionally practices something like mindfulness meditation, or someone who just sets aside half an hour every day to say, I'm going to take a nap in the middle of my day, I'm going to refresh myself, I'm going to have a few minutes of peace. Or if you know someone who just makes sure they get in that walk outdoors, maybe with somebody they love, just for an hour, for half an hour every night. Those people will all tell you they feel more peaceful, they feel happier, they feel more connected with other people, they feel more in touch with themselves and with their purpose. But it's hard to argue for this on a rational level here in America, and I think the reason is because kids these days don't understand the category of quiet, of peace, of why would we even want that. If you get a day off, you're going to fill it to the brim with everything you can possibly do in your day off, all the information you can take in, every TV show you can watch on Netflix, everything you can possibly do to cram more and more and more in your head. And you wonder why you live completely stressed out all the time. Well, it's because you're living life at this breakneck speed, doing nothing but taking information in. So I want to leave you just with one question today. It's the only point I want to make in my entire speech, is this. What could you do or stop doing today to give yourself a little break, calm down and let go, and appreciate, experience some peace and quiet in your life? Just one thing that could kind of slow down the hurdle down the hill of your life. See, life is a little bit like, who here has kind of gotten out of control on a bike downhill, or rollerblades, or a skateboard or something? It happens. And when we're really young, it's fun. We're up on our skates for the first time. We're starting down the hill and going slow, and we're enjoying everything. We think it's awesome. By the time you reach your 20s, life is just flying by. And we just make it go faster. We're already out of control, but we make it go faster and faster and faster by filling every minute with more information and noise than we can handle. So what are you going to do today, or what are you going to stop doing today that can slow it down a little bit and allow you to start living and enjoying and experiencing your life like you haven't in maybe a long time? A little while ago, I woke up one morning, turned my phone off, didn't turn it back on for the rest of the day. The best day ever. Madam Toastmaster.